Welcome to a Celtic State of Mind. I'm Paul John Dykes.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And today we're going to preview our next European tie against AIK Stockholm. Kevin, what's your thoughts on that?
This match is defined by what happened against Cluj.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be there. We'll be watching to see if the team makes the same mistakes, hoping that they didn't make the same mistakes. And we need to get through this tie. Really, it's took on a monumental status this early in the season. Against Cluj, I think we need to focus on the positives against Cluj. We attacked well, especially in that second half period. We did cause them problems, and what you've got to say is I don't think Stockholm are going to be any better than Cluj. They're going to be maybe the same level as Cluj or slightly below Cluj. I'm sure they're going to have the same physicality, they're going to be well organised, but if our game management is spot on against Stockholm over the two legs, we should have enough to actually go through against them.
Yeah.
It might all be tense, but we should have enough. We really should have enough, as long as we don't make the same mistake that we made against Cluj.
Biggest mistake for me in terms of team selection is playing players out of position, Kevin, when we've got somebody to play in that position. That's what frustrated me, with particularly the left back position with regards to Bolingoli. Yeah, he's not set the header alight. Some fans think he's been a bit of a flop, but he's a left back, so don't play McGregor at left back. I mean, do you think Lennon will look at the aftermath of that, the hangover of the Dunfermline game, and play a more settled team that's more structured?
Is there a trust issue here with Lennon and the players, with Bolingoli and also Julian? When you look at the team that he played against Cluj, it was all guys that have done him a shift before. The majority of them have done him a shift before, and I know he tried to justify playing Callum McGregor at left back, but can he be justified when you've got a left back there? That kind of, for me, masks the problem that we've got. We're defensively fragile in the midfield. Scott Brown gets overrun against teams who are of a better level than we'll face week in, week out in the Scottish League. And I think our left-hand side is also weak. So for me, I would bring in a more defensive midfielder to patrol that left-hand side. But I would also play Bolingoli and give him the support that he needs on that left-hand side by bringing back Sinclair, who has got defensive attributes, who will give him a dig out.
I think that was interesting when Alan from Celtic by Numbers was speaking about Sinclair's defensive attributes and how successful he was defensively as well as offensively. I thought when you mentioned that you were probably talking more about Johnny Hayes, who could do a lot of work out there.
Or Hayes. Hayes or Sinclair are a better fit than Lewis Morgan or Mikey Johnson. For a night in Europe where it's going to be tense against a team who are going to target our left-hand side, because that's what they'll have a look at our game against Cluj, and they'll try and replicate as much as they can what Cluj done to trouble us, and they'll target Brown. They'll try and overrun Brown in the middle of the park, and they'll target our left hand side. So we have to shore up those two areas. Hayes in there works for me. Sinclair more works for me because he gives you more that attacking threat, and he's got that pace, that trickery, where he can go into the box, he can draw a free kick, he can draw a penalty, and he's got a decent shot on him as well. So I would go for Sinclair there, alongside Brown as well. If you stick McGregor alongside Brown, then I think that sorts it out. I still think we need another energetic midfielder and alongside Brown for Europe.
You know, you're talking about McGregor, it's important to keep him happy. It's important to keep him happy as well. Play him in his correct position and make sure that he's happy at Celtic, because, you know, we've seen what's happened with Tierney. Interestingly enough, for long enough, we've all been complaining about the right-hand side of the pitch. That's, you know, almost overnight turned into an issue with the left-hand side. How solid and how impressed have you been with El Hamid? He came in with no real fanfare. He looks like a solid signing.
He does, He looks like a consistent performer. He'll never be spectacular, but he'll give you like a 7, 8 out of 10 every week, and that's what you need.
That's what we want.
That's what you need. Lustig done that for us for years. He just gave you that solid solid performance week in, week out, which we love. You know what you're getting. Managers love it. Managers love Callum McGregor because they know that he'll give you a 7, 8 out of 10 performance. He even did. He wasn't bad at left back. Let's not like blow this out of proportion. He wasn't a nightmare at left back. Just that he's better in the centre of midfield.
And he was there again, as you say. Brown missed him in the centre of midfield, so you lose his creativity, and you actually miss the support that he gives to Brown. You also mentioned Julien. Have you any concerns about the vast sum of money we've spent, and he's not really, as I say, for me, he's not really impressed.
It takes players time to settle, and when you look at the history of Julien, he's been about a bit, and he's only really came to the fore in the French top league in the last 3 seasons. Ligue 1 is a far better league than the Scottish Premier League. So he's played at a higher level than the majority of our squad on a weekly basis. It could just be he's taking time to settle. The team's set up more open than what Toulouse. He's came from a team that's finished 15th, 16th, bottom of the French league, who are constantly defending, sitting deep, hoping to hit teams on the break. He's came to Celtic, where he's going to have time on the ball. Teams are going to hit us on the break. He's adapting his game. He's got to adapt his game, and I don't think the suspension helped him. I don't think him being in and out of the team actually helped him, and I don't think Lennon playing Simonovic and Ayer as well is going to help him get up to game speed.
So do you start with Julien and Bolingoli against Stockholm?
That's a big risk. It's a really big risk over the way Lennon's managed the squad over the last couple of weeks. He fancies Simonovic, but I don't know if he's going to be injured. Ayer could be injured because he got took off against Dunfermline. I would, but I think the left-hand side's more of a problem. Yeah. The left-hand side and the midfield is more of a problem. Then I would be less worried if Julien...
You're looking at the defensive aspect, but looking at it from the midfield.
Yes, we're getting overrun in the middle of the park.
Yeah. So give us a prediction. How do you think it will go, Kevin?
I want the crowd to be behind them. We need to, these guys have been phenomenal for us. We've maybe regressed a bit.
Transitional period.
We're in a transitional period, definitely. These guys need our support. We need to raise the roof off this place and hopefully get a decent result going into the second leg, which is in a stadium where there might only be 25,000 there in a 54,000 stadium. I would want us to take at least a 2-goal lead. And a 2-goal lead, the perfect 2-goal lead is 2-0. But I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. So I'll go for 3-1.